Mega Marines go! Whoa! Hey, Bug Force, it is episode 406 of GI Joburg, and we are going to be talking factions of fun. But first, let's see how these fine gentlemen are doing. Hello, Steve.
Hello, it's Steve. But tonight I'll be Jingle Jubs.
Jingle
It is
Jobs.
the festive season after all. I hope everyone's having a great holiday season, whatever you happen to celebrate. My poison of choice is the Yuletide, the Christmas. If you are watching the video presentation, you see there's a delightfully decked out Christmas tree behind me.
Dun dun
That was
dun.
last night's fun. But yeah,
Excellent.
if you're listening to
And
this, you probably have had Christmas either just ahead of you or in the near rear view. So I hope you had a good one. Who else is here?
I'm
Uh,
sensing a Rob. Is Rob
yes,
here?
I am here. Indeed, I am. I'm not as Christmassy as Stephen is. Our shop is. Our shop is definitely Christmased up.
Yeah.
We're very ready for Christmas. I'm playing my 1,000 song strong Christmas playlist at work.
Jingle bells. Jingle bells.
Jingle bells,
How many
jingle
times have you
all
gone
the way.
round?
I
Uh,
don't think we've hit round because sometimes I restart, not restart, but when I get back, I play a different song. So we would have listened to some of the songs several times, but
oh, is it set for shuffle?
yes, it is. It is very
Gotcha.
Oh,
much. So it
Well,
should.
smart. You're
It's
not going to
Spotify.
just keep hearing the first couple of hundred songs and then,
No,
yeah.
but you will obviously hear the same song, because obviously there are
Mm.
only so many Christmas songs, but you'll hear many different renditions of
Hey, bro, they can only
Oh,
play Mariah Carey once, if that's the case.
it's true.
Merciful. But
all I want for Christmas is GI Joes.
yes, please. Speaking of, oh boy, I sincerely doubt I'll be able to look back on this episode and say, Super 7, they really gave me a wonderful Christmas surprise. Because
Oh,
it's not looking good, boys. I ordered one figure
Mm,
for Christmas. Because
yeah,
what's a Christmas without new Joes? I ordered
exactly.
Mara on the 27th of November. This was their Black Friday deal.
Mm.
yes, I remember this well.
I have not had a shipping notification yet. As of
Whew.
recording, it is the 21st of December, so it's almost a month.
Wow.
Yeah, not looking good, boys. Christmas
Um,
is cancelled.
okay. When I say this, I'm not coming up to defend Super 7, but I just want
Ooh,
to mention something. Shipping is really crazy at the moment internationally, because
okay.
of some tensions between Japan and China.
Mm.
That's hurt. Let's put it this way. On the Gundam side of things, we didn't get our Christmas stock for December yet.
Oh, Christmas
Because
is
Ooh.
cancelled. Thanks a lot,
yeah,
2025.
so
Wasn't
yeah, that's
Judgment Day supposed to come? No. Terminator 2D came.
2D came, yeah, all over, and just in time, thank goodness, because that was
Game
also
of the
delayed.
year, boys.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, like,
So rad.
yeah, I gotta actually, guys, not to like show off too much, but I got myself the day one edition.
Oh,
The
very well done.
Yeah,
Did it
so it's
come
got
with any bonus pack-ins?
it's got a little gaming token. It's got a full color, like super detailed manual, just for that old school feel. It's got
Mm.
a like a cloth kind of poster. Yeah, but nothing
Oh,
extra
I
to the
miss the
game.
manuals, man.
Yeah,
Especially when
Yeah.
a
man.
lot of effort went into them. I think in the sort of PlayStation era, they started going black and white and they started being really thin and multilingual. Not that that's a problem, but like that was the transition period for me, anyways. From
Mm.
like
Yeah.
manuals that were awesome to manuals that were throwaway.
Yeah.
So
Where game design really shifted from having to read manuals to kind of gain knowledge of how to play the game to like
Tutorials.
tutorials
yeah, I
inside
mean
the games.
the over like enshittification of tutorials and stuff that happened in gaming
Mm.
and PS2 in one era and some of the PS3 era, but like that's one thing where we as PAL territories really suffered because PAL territories, because of the multilingual manual, we would often get the black and white version of the manual
Yeah.
and not even get the full version, which is why like as a game enjoyer and collector, but I'm scared of calling myself a collector because I'm not as hardcore as like other collectors are. but I do prefer to get Japanese and American versions of games for my collection, especially PS1 and PS2 era, because those manuals were gorgeous. They were really,
Yeah,
really
they were
well done.
definitely. I mean, I have the original Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9 as NTSC and all
It's really
color man.
nice. And also the case, the experience of the case was great because and
Mm,
Rob, you can speak to this as well. When you open up Seven's case, it's clear, it's a jewel case, so it's got art
yes,
in the inside cover and inside back cover,
gorgeous.
and it just adds to the whole experience. Metal Gear Solid's NTSC cover is amazing as well. And then but there were some notable things. I mean, this is not a gaming podcast, but there were some notable
You,
games
you could
that
have fooled me.
but for PAL, we did get one or two really great releases. The Silent Hill 1 on PAL had a fantastic packaging and manual, and the disc print and everything is actually superior to the American one. And I have both, so I can say that. And then on PS2, Silent Hill 2 had the same thing, where the Silent Hill 2 packaging was better, and so was Metal Gear Solid 2's. And that's where we got PS2 era was where we got some really amazing color manuals
Yeah.
out for PAL at least, and that's where it was like ooh comparative. But my money is always on the Japanese manuals. They always were the most fun. They used to put a lot of art in there and a lot of good things, and yeah. But anyway, yes, I miss
Yeah.
game manuals, and I do agree with you, Steve. It is sad
I'm
that
gonna
we're
claw
in
it
a
back. Claw it back.
claw it back to
So
GI
family's
Joe.
here. It's summer holiday vibe. We are going to the beach more often than not. Today we went to a wonderful beach called Fishhook Beach.
Oh.
Very popular this time of year, quite crowded. But we beat the crowds and not beat the crowds. We were in the crowds, but it was pretty festive. There's this epic section along the side, sort of a railway line, and then a catwalk, and then like rock pools. And so like
Okay.
the sort of the rock pool that had a sort of step ladder going down into it was a little bit people soup. Also, the water had kind of churned itself up to the point where visibility wasn't so good. But I was nevertheless snorkeling around in there with my shark. May I just
Oh,
say, this is the best beach toy. And I had a
Mm.
hammerhead and a bug growing up, but something about the shark just being as hardy as it is, there are very few things that can go wrong with a shark apart from the canopy. It's a tough little mother. It's purpose built for being beneath the waves, and it looks so good down there. So snorkeling in rock pools with this thing, just sublime, so much
Mm.
fun. And I'm going to rub it in the face of our buddy Gary V, who recently celebrated a birthday, actually yesterday.
yeah! Happy
Yesterday in
birthday, Gary
America,
V.
2 days ago
Mm.
here. Anyway,
Birthday.
he on a recent episode of his podcast, the Chaplain Assistance Motor Pod. God, I can't say it properly.
Neither can he.
Chaplain Assistance Motor Pod. There you go, Gary. We eventually got there. This was featured, and Gary had never played with it in water before.
On the
Mm.
word.
Whoa, dude. Well, let me say, like, if you ever get into an open body of water, one that you can actually sort of like put a mask on and go down into, this thing really starts to shine. But not content with being in this rather enclosed rock pool, I was like, let me just venture up over the rocks into the open sea. Like, I'll kind of like hug the coastline, and maybe I'll even be able to swim back to the beach.
Mm.
Just kind of swim along the coast all the way back to the beach. Um, it was great fun. I was sort of going through kelp forests and sort of gliding over the rocks, not scraping my belly, fortunately. Then things started to get a little bit rough. Like the sea started to get a little bit wild. And all the while, I'm, swimming with a bloody toy in my hand. So I'm kind of a little bit impaired. Didn't pack any fins. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe I've bit off a bit more than I can chew. Let me head back in. So I'm fighting the currents. I'm being swept up onto this big rock. I'm kind of moving side to side. Get a few roasties, get a few bit banged up, but the
Amen.
shark and me made it out okay.
Mm.
I'm
Much to
glad
the
to hear that.
concern of people on the catwalk who were like, "This fucking idiot. What is he holding? Why doesn't he just drop that thing and help himself out of the water? Or do we have to go in there and rescue
They probably
911?"
thought you're a volley.
Probably. Well, I don't know.
That's
Only
volley
locals
behavior
would
right
dare
there.
to
Mm.
do what I was doing as casually as I was doing it. I mean, no wetsuit, no booties, no protection of any kind, but just like me paddling along a rocky coastline, n- practically naked. Anyway,
Yeah.
got out intact with my shark unscuffed. Thank you. Um, as I say, much to their concern. And then, like, I kind of started walking on the catwalk, and I was like, "Nah, that was awesome. Let me get back into the water." But by this point, like, a lifeguard kindly kind of ran up to me and was like, "Sir, um, please don't jump into the sea from these rocks." I'm like, "Okay." And then
Ah,
he
jeez.
soothed the
Fun
burn of,
police.
of, of, of having an authority figure come down on me by saying, "Oh, that's a cool spaceship, sir."
Mm.
Talking about my shark. Cool spaceship,
You must
sir.
have thought.
But
Come on,
look,
old man. Let me
it
take you
does
back to the
handle
beach.
like a starfighter under the water. And that's, I guess, why it screamed out to children back in the day to make this a flying sub. Because if you
Yeah,
believe the anecdotes, it's they gave this toy to like toy test kids at
yeah.
Hasbro's offices, and like while it was posited as a submersible, kids were just swooping it around, like a jet. So that's the origin of its kind of dual purpose.
Hmm.
But lovely toy, great fun, and I've said it before and I'll say it again. Deep Six is oh shit, it's got water in it. Just dripped on my new computer.
Oh,
Deep Six is wearing a diving vehicle, as far as I'm concerned. His suit is powered. So it's redundant for him to be in the sub. What is he
mm.
supposed to decompress the sub and exit? You know.
Nah, he just pops the lid and kind of like floats out.
But no, then what's the purpose of having such a gloriously enclosed canopy? I think Deep Six is the wrong occupant for this, or at least Deep Six in this clunky dive suit is the wrong occupant for the shark. You
Hmm.
should put a guy who's more like
Shipwreck.
slenderly dressed, like
Mhm.
a wetsuited shipwreck from
Yeah,
1993 or whatever, 94. Someone who can actually manipulate these controls.
I'm so cool now. I have one of those, so
Mm.
I can
And
use it.
someone who can make use of the glorious canopy because, lying face down really wastes this crystal clear,
Mm.
view plate, canopy glass.
It always makes the character look like they're like passed out inside their vessel. They're like,
No, it's
too
not a
much
good look,
rum.
man. Anyway,
Yeah.
so that, I guess, is my attempt to wrestle the topic back from gaming to GI Joe. But we are here to give a rundown of 90s subgroups. Hey,
Yeah.
Wow.
wow, keep the
Oh,
90s
I should
train
have called it
rolling.
subsets and not factions. Oh well, thumbnail
Ah,
ruined.
fun faction.
Sorry, arose by any other name. But look, we did 1984's Firefly last week. I'm
Hmm.
feeling like that was enough to satisfy our 80s
Mm,
nostalgia
mm,
pangs.
mm.
Let's talk about, because this is something that we wanted to do some podcasts back when we talked about the Air Commandos.
Yeah.
Mm.
We are like, where do they stack up in the procession of 90s sub teams?
Mm.
Are they kind of
Definitely
better
one.
than the Talking Battle Commanders, but not as cool as the Eco Warriors? Who's the top dog? I don't know, guys. We could tackle this topic any number of ways, but I think the best way to keep things straight in our minds
Yeah.
Mm.
and kind of delineate what we really look for in a sub team, I've come up with some categories.
Oh my
Cartographies.
goodness.
I mean
Categories.
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 All right. First
Oof.
Categories of
category:
cats. Yeah.
best overall concept, because
Wow.
these sub teams were always sold on their gimmicks, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Some of them had multiple gimmicks. Are they any good? Was one good and the other naff? So let's determine out of all the 90 sub teams what the best overall concept was.
Okay,
Then
and
we'll
just so
break
we can,
into,
just so we
yeah,
have, just so, so is the concept like what the team is or what the toy does?
what the toy does. Does it
Okay.
use Play Doh? Does it change color? Does it have an action feature? Does it have flashing
Mm.
lights and sounds? That sort of thing.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
what features really are winners in our eyes, and which are just like, okay, we could do without that. Thank you
Mm.
very much. Now, after that, rather kind of catch-all category, we're gonna get specific with our favorite hero figure, our
Oh.
favorite villain figure, our favorite
Ooh.
vehicle, because most of
Oh.
these sub teams had vehicles. Some had exceptional vehicles. Some had horrendous vehicles. We're gonna weed them out. Maybe have some dishonorable mentions in there as well. Um,
Rob's ready.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
these next two relate to the best Joe and Cobra or best Joe and villain assortments. So, zooming out from the best individual figures, let's talk about which of these groups work best as a group. Like, is there a better group of figures than the Ninja Force?
Wow.
We're gonna find out.
Oof. Putting it out
Okay.
there.
Okay. This is
Game fucking on, dudes.
shit's gonna get
Ooh.
real.
And for anyone wondering what sub teams we're going to talk about, the net is wide. If it was in the 90s and it wasn't Battle Core and it wasn't mainline, it's under consideration. And for
Yeah.
everyone's memory, let's jog it now. We have the Sky Patrol.
Mm-hmm.
We have the Eco Warriors.
Ooh.
We have the Ninja Force.
Ooh.
We have the Sonic Fighters and Supersonic Fighters. Let's collapse them into one.
Ooh.
Why not?
Oh, that's cheating.
We have the Air Commandos. We have the Talking Battle Commanders. We have the DEF. We have the Mega Marines.
Whoa.
And finally, we have the Star
Dino
Brigade.
Hunter. Oh.
What? Sorry, come
Dino
again.
Hunters.
Star Brigade.
Star
Star
Brigade.
Brigade. Okay.
And
So
Dino
that's
Hunter.
9 for those of
If-
you counting.
If you're scratching your head, Dino Hunters was kind of a vehicle and figure pack.
Oh.
I don't know. Does that? You could call them a sub team, sure.
Did
You
it
could
get an
also call
actual?
them drivers.
They have their own name.
Did it get a
Mhm.
retail release? I keep thinking it was
It
one of
was an
those things that just
exclusive.
didn't.
It was an exclusive to one
It
of
wasn't an
the.
exclusive, but it is highly sought after and rare now.
Ooh.
Okay. Well, if you really want to motivate for the Dino Hunters
I'm
in
not
any of these
motivating. I'm
categories,
just saying that that's another thing that isn't Battle Core. Like, it has its own name.
also I left the battle
Just
copters
saying.
off the list because they
Oh.
came in a box, and while they do tick some of the boxes of being a sub team unto themselves, I'd say they're more vehicle drivers and interrogator randomly. But yeah, they're a bunch of helicopter pilots for the most part, and they're
Okay.
included helicopters.
Okay.
So leave them out of the consideration for now. And we had some disputes on the group about whether or not we should bring vehicles into consideration at all.
Um, Listen, I'm just worried about it getting convoluted with all the vehicles because
Word.
some factions. Wait, actually, no. Sonic Fighters don't have vehicles though. No, they
They
kind of
had the
do. They
Desert
kind
Apache.
And
yeah,
the
Fort America or whatever it is.
yeah, Fort America.
Yeah, sorry, that was
1992
bad.
HQ, I suppose, is a Sonic Fighters base
Well,
because it has sound effects.
it did, but it's not like categorized under them.
Hmm.
Like Fort America specifically was.
My only concern with getting the vehicles in on it is like that is an uneven weighting because like one of these sub teams has the frickin' Night Raven in Chrome,
Yeah,
and
True.
another
wonder which
sub team
one.
has the Ninja Lightning Cycle.
No.
So, so it's
Yeah,
gonna
but
be tough to.
it's tough, but to balance it. But the thing is, like, the vehicles should be included within that because they were produced for that team. I
Mm.
mean,
Oh well,
Tiger Force, you don't like disassociate the Tiger Paw from Tiger Duke. You know,
Tiger Duke.
Tiger Duke.
Drink the tiger blood.
You
So
think
maybe
about the Tiger
2010.
Force, you think about the vehicles as well as the figures. I don't know. It shouldn't make it less one team better, or it's just like, how did that team handle vehicles? Like, did they include them? Was it a better representation? Because I mean, like the Eco Warriors, what did we get? We got the toxic
Septic
tank
tank
and a septic base, and the
and
Joes
the
got
Eco Striker, which was a blue recolor of the All Striker,
Oh,
which I've
Yeah.
yet to track down, but it
Ooh.
would be kind of cool to give those boys a ride. Honestly,
they need it. They
They
can't
need
just
to
ride
be.
around on their own.
Something as exposed as that, like you'd expect a team like the Eco Warriors to actually get something like the Monster Blaster APC, which encloses at least most of the occupants.
It makes
But
sense.
no, they're in a
It's-
thin-skinned buggy,
yeah,
wearing nothing but their hazmat suits. I mean, like a bit of road pebble, or if something gashes their suits, that's it, man.
it's finished.
As I recall, in our playtimes, uh, Paul was a very cautious eco warrior. He's like,
Mhm.
guys, let me check your suits.
Solution's dangerous.
We've been dealing with zombies.
Yep.
Right, let's
This
kick
is
it
why
off.
I'm not gonna die.
Yeah, clean sweep. Who knew? Very, very cautious chap. Let's not be here all night. Let's kick it off with our first category:
Category.
best overall concept.
Hmm.
Oh, so
Right.
difficult. I really wish we had a first, second, and third best for this.
Well, I'm
Whoa.
all ears, Paul. If you want to just gab for a bit, my
Just
friend,
love
about
all of
concepts that worked for you and concepts that were junk.
So, like, okay, so that oh, where do I even start? For me, and I'm gonna show my hand in the biggest way now. For me, I feel like Mega Marines is one of the best concepts that they ever did for GI Joe,
Wow.
hands down. Just because we got some new characters, we mixed up with some old characters, we got tasty looking toys. You know, all of them were new sculpts. They were new. They had new tooling. We got some very cool Cobra units out of that. Then they had their little numbers, which kind of like tied them into only being in the Mega Marines. They did something a bit nuts, giving us the beasts, the monsters, which was crazy, and we never saw them in South Africa on our pegs. But we got them, so we had something else for our toys to shoot at. We had this reactive armor stuff that came with the clay, but if you didn't like that, you didn't have to integrate that into your toys. So that was always a fun thing about this line. I love it.
Don't
Um,
just dust that, dude. That is the concept.
that is the concept. I mean, yeah, but that's the thing. Like, it's a great thing to play with, because you could pop the armor on, pop the like glove things on them, and then they had like realistic battle damage and cat hair and sand and whatever else
Mhm.
they rolled into. But like, it was fun because you could like, when you shot them, you could like tear bits off, and because it was reactive armor. So
Mm.
it was a really good concept without you having to be scared of wasting the material. Okay, you did have to worry about messing up your parents' house with it because Play-Doh and carpet's not a good idea. Um, Although I'm sure there's a hack to get that out anyway. Uh,
Yep.
but you didn't have like funky features like, spring-loaded action within the figurine. And you didn't have any of the articulation being compromised by the special feature. Um, I suppose it's debatable with the big beasts, but to be fair, I mean, they are that size. You didn't have, they weren't recolors. I think Mega Marines was great. And then, we got some great vehicles there as well. And the problem that I'm having is that I
Great
also,
vehicle.
great vehicle, yeah, the monster blaster. But that thing is awesome, you
It
know.
is.
And then it's difficult for me because I love the ninjas as well. Like, I enjoyed the ninjas when I was younger, but hated the spring-loaded features. Even if you guys go back to early episodes of GI Joburg, you'll even hear me like bemoan ninja features and all that crap. But now I totally love them. Not the features, but the toys. And I mean, Ninja Force Zartan is one of my favorite like 90s vintage figures ever. The Night Creeper leader, which is technically not Ninja Force, but kind of is adjacent, is one
Hmm.
of my favorites as well. Um, then you got the Storm Shadow from that line, which is a great design, only made better by the animated, I mean, by the video game. And not for nothing, but the Talking Battle Commanders also gave us, some great representations of characters that we needed, like Stalker, especially Stalker. We recently spoke about Overkill,
Mhm.
and that's a great hawk. So it's very difficult to like, and I can go and I can keep going and going because it's very difficult to like nail down which is the best one ever. So I'm just saying I'm gonna have a very difficult episode. I don't know about you guys. Um, I'm sure one of you guys wants to talk up how amazing Sonic Fighters are.
Well, no, if we're going to talk about overall concepts, right, I'm going to
Mm,
take electronic sounds and lights off the table immediately for myself. I don't know if
Yo.
you are with me on that, Rob, but like as a gimmick, the backpacks were oversized and ultimately useless.
Yeah.
You know, you can try as you might to make them dio pieces, they're not fit for that purpose. So while I appreciate the effort that was shown in the sculpting, they were so often the first thing that just stayed in the box.
mm,
Yeah. So you weren't you weren't in your playtime. You weren't constantly pushing those buttons. I mean,
yeah.
there's only so many times Stalk can say "Let's party."
It
You
is
know.
hilarious to me that in the advertising material around the Sonic Fighters and the Supersonic Fighters, and even by extension the Talking Battle Commanders, that you were supposed to run around as a child and use this backpack as a handheld weapon. Like that was they were marketing this as a dual toy. It's
Mm.
an action figure and a role play item, and it's just come on, Hasbro. Like it's not even shaped like a gun. You're gonna be running around. And we did. We were dumb kids. We
With
watched the
the figure kind
commercials
of like
and we
hanging
ran
off.
around the garden with the little pew pew pew, doodle, 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 you know, in our hands. Dumb kids. But no, they conceptually, I'm gonna throw my weight fully behind Eco Warriors. They had one great concept and then one shitty concept that didn't work. The great concept, give a figure water squirting action and
Yeah.
make it make sense for that figure.
Yeah.
All of them have weapons that spray something, you know, be it a toxic corrosive, or be it a gas, or be it a an antitox, which, you know, that's nonsense. That's snake oil that doesn't
Mm,
exist. But it was Joe's answer to the sludge viper's weapon, and the toxic viper's weapon, and cesspool's weapon. So you had this, you know, this polluting agent, and then this neutralizer,
mm,
and they would go to war, and it would also have an effect on each other's uniforms. So, you know, they were able to fight each other's pollution, or lack of pollution. They could pollute things, and they could use their weapons on each other. And therein comes the shitty concept, which is that color change feature, which I don't know, man. Do you guys have any memory of it ever working?
Mine worked for cesspool.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah, it did. But I know when I don't know if it's just maybe a climate thing or whatever, but in Joburg, for the most part, they did work. But the annoying, but they never faded back. Like so, you always saw the effect.
Yes.
Yeah.
And some it would just minimize,
It
you know.
just looked like stains on the figure.
And then
Yeah.
eventually it just kind of locked in there, and then it just got scratched and it looked nasty.
Mm.
So yes, now it just looks like battle damage. You'll never find an Eco Warrior figure that doesn't have this schmutz that
Mm,
is unremovable. But I'm still gonna say that I got a lot out of water squirting toys, and it gave me a fun play avenue. And I totally
mm.
embraced the play feature of having water squirting Joe accessories. To this day, I've had fun with it. I mean, in recent memory, when
Very
Paul was
recently,
presenting,
yeah,
we broke
yeah,
out the eco warriors and we were squirting each other, and you know, to have a visualization of your firepower, or firepower is not the right word
projectile,
when it's liquid,
yeah.
but
Mm.
you know, your projectile that's
Mm.
not a an actual missile that you to clack in, fire, and then retrieve. Like you could get several squirts out of each of these water tanks
Except for clean sweep.
before having to reload.
Mhm.
So it enhances the fun, and I'm here for that.
I I just always I always wanted them to have some kind of an atomizer. It would have been so cool if one of these guys, instead of it being a squirting thing, it was like an atomizer. Like you got like a mist out of it. I think that would have
Mm.
been so cool, but I think it's difficult. I think it's a tricky mechanism to do at that size. Um, I take that back. Perfume samples used to have little
Mm,
atomizers. I always just thought it would have been cool if one of them had like that as a weapon,
had a
like a
pump.
close range. Yeah, like a,
Right.
and it's just like mist, and I think that would have been so fun for this line. But yeah, I hear your point on being able to just squirt at each other, because it was a lot of fun the other day actually when we
Mhm.
jammed with these.
So that's one for Mega Marines, one for Eco Warriors. Rob, do you have a third pick, or are you going to throw your weight behind someone else's?
I don't know. It's difficult. Those are two good choices. It was actually I would I suppose Star Brigade is cool, but their concept is essentially that they're just in space. Like there's no additional fun factor that they essentially come with, you know. Um, they're essentially just dudes in space.
Mm,
You know, there's nothing extra to their concept. They're just
Well, if you go as far as the 1994 series, the Lunatics alien crowd,
mm,
then you start seeing some interesting concepts like Bendham arms and
yeah, they're trying something there, but there isn't like a
X.
toyetic funness to them that's
yeah,
in addition to them just being space characters. There was another group that I was kind of considering as my favorite concept, but
but
it's like a
Countdown though. Sorry,
oh
that's
no,
I mean
great.
sci-fi. Sorry, that sci-fi is awesome. Carry on, Rob.
Yeah, no, for
Yeah.
sure he is. Like they create great figure designs, but they aren't really held together with like a concept. Like like air commanders that come with gliders.
Mm,
Um, but yeah, I would probably say it is between Eco Warriors and Mega Marines, and I think it's difficult. I think
right.
it really is because they both have cool designs. I think getting your toys wet though, that over time that'll eventually kind of like be bad for the figures. Like rusted
Mm, it's negligible.
things.
Yeah.
Wow.
Um, what what I was gonna say, sorry, just with the Space Marines,
Eh,
Warhammer, but with the Star Brigade, Star Brigade's kind of an interesting stepchild in this situation because on one hand, Star Brigade is basically the same as Battle Corps.
mm,
You just got repainted GI Joes with mostly rocket firing or like spring action launches, with one or two exceptions like Cobra Commander having that suction cup climbing device.
mm,
And then you get some standout characters designs in there like Sci-Fi, who I absolutely love the Sci-Fi from that line. But then you also get the giant mech, which has the sound. It also has sound things, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
I think
So
the armor bot,
I think
yeah,
it,
sound and light,
yeah.
and a
So
motorized missile launcher. We never. I recall a time when you said that the last great mystery for GI Joburg was the general. I put it
mm.
to you, sir. The last great mystery for GI Joburg is the armor bot
armor
because,
bot, yeah.
yeah, dude, it's a tricky thing to have mint and loose.
Mm.
But I've seen boxed samples in Australia going for as little as like 250 US.
Not anymore
Wow.
after this is.
Nah.
I
So,
mean, I couldn't justify it because like we were about to move, but that doesn't seem like too dear a price. Like
no,
400 Australian dollars for a boxed GI Joe toy from the 90s?
That's crazy.
it's an experience, and you get that hawk with the armor as well.
Eh,
Yeah,
got
yeah,
him.
whatever.
Nah.
And that's an interesting thing about Star Brigade as well, because you got the Star Brigade Armorines kind of that 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 faction, and I think there was a lot of fun to be had in there, for sure. I don't. I'm pretty sure I speak for all of you guys when I say none of us are going to pick that as our top choice, but it is something that we did get some enjoyment out of. At least for me, more so than maybe Skype, like the gliders, the air
Yeah.
commanders. So
I think what maybe tops Eco Warriors over Mega Marines is that I think their villain is more interesting. They have a more
yes,
like named villain person. While Mega
Pollution.
Marines, yeah, no, well, pollution, but also they have
cesspool.
cesspool.
Mm.
Deadpool.
While while Mega Marines, who do they have? It's essentially the Pink Ranger is kind of like their main
Well,
villain.
my, I always I always believe that Dr. Mindbender, the Battle Core one,
Mm.
the purple and yellow one, I always believe he was meant to be
Is meant to be
a
part
Mega
of that.
Marine, like part of
Yeah,
that line. I actually also feel Sci-Fi, to greater or lesser extent, was meant to be part of that line as well.
he could be for sure. He
Um,
looks
it's a,
wild enough, but I
yeah,
think.
he's also got a bit of a Sid Meaty kind of design to him as well.
Mm, but I
So
think as it stands, like what we were presented with, I think definitely of Mega Marines and Eco Warriors, like that Eco Warriors is a more like as they are a better concept.
Okay.
And yeah, so I would get
So
that's 2 votes for Eco Warriors then
okay, yeah, no, I'm gonna hold very firm on Mega Marines
for
because
sure. No, no, do it.
they absolute best. Eco Warriors are super cool. So glad I have them. So glad that Hasbro made them. Um, but yeah, Mega Marines. I would love to have a complete Mega Marine set. I'm still
Mm,
not there yet. I still need both Cobras. I've got both of the monsters, and I need old Gung Ho, and then I'm good to go.
yeah.
Actually,
Well,
and I think Clutch as well. I just need to double check that. I
which
keep
you need
thinking I
me
have
to.
Clutch because I have memories of having Clutch when I was younger. That's where I get
That could be
yeah,
Dave.
where it gets confused. Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, funny you mentioned Gung Ho because I mean, our next topic is best figure Joe. Um, I think Gung Ho is the best figure produced in any of these subsets. I think,
Whoa.
Whoa, fighting words. Tell us why,
yeah.
Rob.
Well, he just looks awesome. You know, like previously we've always gotten this kind of like bare chested Gung Ho like figure, you know, either as himself in his kind of like teal outfit,
Mm,
or in like a very like Rambo esque Vietnam figure look, which is very generic. I think it's the first time we kind of get a version of Gung Ho that is very him, but is also very unique as well, and fits the theme of the Mega Marines very well.
well, they cribbed the helmet from Aliens, so there's that.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, the Mega Marines that is the feel, isn't it? That does feel
Exactly.
very,
It's Aliens for kids.
yeah, essentially. And he just looks great. Like the yellow bit of armors and the underlying kind of like camo outfit. I think this is a very good look for Gang Ho.
Oh,
I've
I agree
always
with
liked
you.
this figure like a lot.
And to members of the audience saying, but it's got lurid yellow all over it.
Mm,
I I'll respond first by saying they did some of these Mega Marine sculpts in the original the ARA collection, which came in
Mm,
the sort of the early 2000s.
mm,
I'm thinking mainly Mirage. Mirage got a lot of reuse in the new sculpt era and a lot of reuse in that ARA collection. And it just isn't the same. It doesn't hit the same.
mm,
Something about these original colorizations from the 90s, because they're so 90s, because they take what is an incredible sculpt, very
mm.
detailed, and then slap this final veneer of like 90s wackadoo color. You can't take that away now. Like in hindsight, it doesn't work. It's like giving a non powder blue gun to recoil. It just
It's
doesn't work.
weird. Yeah,
mhm.
yeah,
You
but
know?
yeah, that's probably an association bias for us anyway. But still,
Well, long may it
yeah.
last,
Mm.
because this is how I want my Mega Marines presented.
Well, it's a
Like,
great contrast, and it's the idea of the Mega Marines. You know, they are this kind of bombastic team fighting
yes, it's
against very
damn fine sculpt, and the underlying like swirly black and green kind of what is that? What do you call that when they take two
Melange,
plastic
melange,
pellets and
melange.
melange.
melange? They've melanged it together like candle dipping. Beautiful.
um, yeah, Rob, it's a great figure.
Is it your number one, Paul?
It's not my number one.
Ooh.
Wow,
But
interesting.
it's no, it's very much up there. But my favorite, I think, out of all the subsets, and oh my God, it's so hard. And I just want to mention some other characters for people's
Shoot, dude.
Yeah,
consideration.
do it.
Ninja Force Zartan, seriously, what an amazing figure actually in hand.
Joe figure.
Joe figure.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
oh,
no.
Yeah,
Pump the brakes, dude. We're doing heroes
it's
first.
only heroes first. Okay,
hero figures.
okay. Then then still Eco Force
Mhm.
Flint is a goodie, big time.
Yeah, once again, it's
Eco Warriors Flint.
tough decision.
Yeah, that was a good one. I know, like, very Storm Shadow from Ninja Force. I know I mentioned it earlier, but I think that Storm Shadow is incredible, and I think there's a lot to be said about Scarlet's design as well. Even though her
Mm.
ninja action thing is kind of a pain, she is also a really great, like, looking toy.
Yeah, it's
Um,
sad. Such a good figure ruined by
yeah,
you know.
by absolute rubbish. Um,
Come
not
on,
for
Super
nothing.
7. Come on. That's an
Yeah.
instant purchase. If they did Ninja Force Scarlet,
Oh, big time.
whoo.
I think they're warming up for it, definitely. And guys, not for nothing, but Zap and Dial Tone from Sonic Fighters are incredible. And they shouldn't be overlooked because they've they're not repaints. Like Zap is a completely new tooling,
Dial tone
and
is a repaint.
oh yeah, Dalton's repaint, but it's so good the way he's done. It's
Mm.
so good. He's got that like Demolition Man look. The
Yes.
That's a great look.
Falcon's great. Um, and then talking Battle Commanders, Hawk and Stalker. Oh my God, like some of the best designs ever. Which actually is where we're going to come from. So yes, I love you, Mirage, my favorite, one of my absolute favorite GI Joe designs, and as many of you guys can see, based on the thumbnail of this. But I'm gonna give it to Stalker for best GI Joe toy from these factions,
Wow.
from these subsets. Look at this guy. I mean, he's just crazy. Like,
Look at them.
look at him. Look at him. He
Look at them.
is. He's got this great like grin on his face. He's ready for action. He's dressed up like a boss. Normally Stalker has got a bit of a grunt vibe to him usually, or in the bush kind of vibe. Now he's just seems more like in large and in charge. Uh, the yellow, I like the yellow accents. I love them, like them pants, those white pants with the print. Yeah, he's great. He's fantastic. In terms of the GI Joe line, but I'm dying to hear what Steve has to say. What is your favorite one?
I didn't decide anything, but I
Wow.
guess if I was to be pressed for a hero figure that
Yeah,
I think
hero.
rises above all others, hmm, I'm gonna go Ninja Force Storm Shadow.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, I hear you. I feel you for sure.
Oof.
Yeah,
I mean, come on, you got to
iconic.
get one of the most popular characters onto this list somehow.
Hmm.
And if you just take the look alone without getting into the merits of the play feature, but the design alone is so nice. The perfect balance of black, white, and gold. And also,
And
this was a version that was featured heavily in the comic books when I came into Joe.
yes,
So I not only got to idolize this figure as like a plastic representation of a very important GI Joe or Cobra or Arashikage, let's call him that. But
righto.
also I got to see him on the pages of the comics of that period.
Yeah,
So as
we got
hero
to.
characters go, like, yeah, you're gonna do, I have a hard time finding one that'll top this.
I get you because it's also I've got a very special connection to this character and to this toy. I think the thing that always rules it out for me is I can look past action features, but I can't remove his action feature like I can with Stalker, and I think that's one of the reasons Stalker and Mirage are so high on my
They
list.
kind of win. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Um.
beautiful design. Like it's such an like it's amazing. You go from a completely white figure to his white and like gray look, and
mm,
then this feels the most like this is him.
Yeah.
You know, like he finally has his own identity as a character.
It's a great sculpt as well. It's a beautiful toy. Really is.
Mm. It's a good choice for sure.
Nice
I
one,
have
Steve.
great
Actually,
fond personal memories of getting this guy on
mm,
my sort of my very eye-opening, amazing, epic European road trip.
Mm.
Like the first time I'd ever left the country and going to a place like Europe, mind blowing. Like I think we did, I don't know, a dozen cities in 2 months.
Mm.
it's like
No, a month.
Griswold's vacation there.
Mm.
Epic, man. Epic. And this was one of the toys that I had enjoyed intensely and lost within that trip.
Oof.
It's kind of encapsulated in that time.
The one that got away.
Yeah. And
Mm.
then I eventually found, and this is no joke, like when I rebought him, the cheapest way to get this figure was to buy a carded Spanish language card.
Mm.
That was delightful. I'll happily take a mint on card specimen for me to then open myself. And I opened it actually on the GI Joburg channel.
You did, yes. I
Yeah.
do remember that, yeah.
It's an ancient video. If you care to dig it up, you will find it. And yeah, it's just full of joy, man. Full of good nostalgia and core memories, as they like to say.
Core memory unlocked and all that
So
good
there's a lot
stuff.
more to this figure than just the plastic. And that's always
Mm.
the best kind, I think. and that's why he number one, baby.
Yeah.
Hey, Storm Shadow is Steven's number one from the 90s. Gung Ho Mega Marines is Rob's number one from the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Subsets. And for me, it's Stalker, Talking Battle Commandos, Stalker.
Good
Crazy.
pick, top kick. Okay, let's get into the baddies. Let's do some
Ooh.
villain
Baddies.
top figures, and I say
Ooh.
villain because we do have the headhunters within this category.
Oh, well, yeah.
So, will the Hamburglar be your favorite, Paul? I see you considering it.
Oh, yeah. And the Grimace. um, yeah, listen, guys. The D or the Stormtrooper from that line, Headhunter Stormtrooper, whatever the hell he's called. That's an incredible looking sculpt.
Wild design,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, and it's
Oh, okay. Here's the
yeah,
rub.
yeah.
DEF because it kind of got shit canned after the first year. Because yeah, what's your gimmick? Flashing weapons and drugs. Um,
Mhm.
Mostly flashing
the,
weapons.
the headhunter stormtrooper goes into the battle core,
Yeah,
so it's shuffled into the main line as opposed to getting a second year of DEF.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I mean, for the sake of inclusivity, if you want to go that way, Paul.
No, I just
Mm.
that was actually the point I wanted to
Jeez.
make as well. Was that he isn't actually part of the subset, and he should have been. And because we're targeting the subsets specifically,
Very
it does hurt them, and it is also it's a toy I don't have to hand yet. Like I don't have my own one yet. But Cobra stuff. Ooh, guys, Cesspool. I mean, we also mentioned Cesspool earlier.
Mm-hmm.
What a fantastic figure, and really wretched character. Um, the Mega Viper, and the Cyber Viper, I think are great looking, as Rob called the one, the pink Power Ranger earlier.
Mm-hmm.
They're great. The Sector Viper from Eco Warriors is, I think, one of the coolest looking troop builders you can have.
Sludge Viper.
Sludge Viper. I always call it Sector Viper. Sludge Viper. Thank you. See, Steve understands my language. Sludge Viper. He's great. He's absolutely great. Some ninjas. Zartan, Ninja Force Zartan. Uh, so good. Banzai is also good. Then, uh, yeah, just we're talking villains now. Uh, Sky Patrol doesn't have villains, and the Air Commandos. we I kind of feel like Night Vulture. Shame we haven't given the Air Commandos any like spotlight in this so far, but old Night Vulture is pretty cool as well. But yeah, my pick, coming back to all of it, is unsurprisingly, and I think I kind of spoiled it earlier, was Ninja Force Zartan, because
Okay.
Yeah,
I
I
just
I saw that coming.
yeah, but I just love him being the boss of the bad ninjas. Like it makes a lot of sense for me. So if not Firefly, then Zartan, you know?
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. What say you guys? I
I say that's a good pick. It's definitely a reinterpretation of the character, but it kind of builds off of, I suppose, what had been happening in the comics up to this point.
kind
So
Well,
of.
I think
including him,
comics followed action figure on this one.
Yeah.
well, maybe not the look, but I mean like the lore of the character.
Yeah, it's
By
kind of
now it
building him
had been
into this ninja
established,
story.
yeah, into the ninja story, and that's why they felt comfortable adding him into the ninja assortment because the comics had established him as some sort of like ninja adjacent character, kind of like a guy who had those abilities, like more so than we had ever realized, at least based off the original character figure.
And although he comes with the weapon runner, like with the weapon tree, at
Mm.
least his weapons like relate to him. So he's got. In fact, I think he has the same weapon runner as Storm Shadow does, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
But in a
yeah.
much better color than Storm Shadow.
High tension ninja yummy bow. Yumi
Ooh,
Yami.
bow.
Yeah,
very
Yami.
yummy.
Yeah. Oh, Yumi. Yeah.
Yummy bow.
Yumi bow. So I technically that's not a Yumi bow. That's a compound bow.
Ooh.
Yumi bow. Actually, it's interesting you mentioned this because when I was doing the artwork of the not Storm Shadow t-shirt for GI Joburg, I was going to initially do a bow with that drawing, and I looked up different kind of traditional bows, and the Yumi bow did pop up, but
Okay.
it's not that. That is not a Yumi
That is
bow.
not a Yumi bow.
That is a compound bow.
That's a modern Yumi bow.
Yeah. No.
Okay,
Anyway.
so Zartan, fantastic choice for me. Once again, I suppose it comes down to cesspool. Cesspool's
Oh, hundreds.
beautiful, and we've done, thanks to, I mean, to ourselves and to the community, we've featured him massively
Multiple
in our play motions. He's become even more so a character, I think, than maybe he was featured in Deke, or in the toys themselves. But it has to be Overkill, because Overkill is just epic,
Oh.
and there's so much that we personally did with him, that just kind of takes him over the line as a fantastic design, and very unique design as well. The chest opening up, and we've discussed it. The chest is such a great feature. Um, the gold on the figure, reusing the legs for our own characters. I think Overkill is just a uniquely fun figure. And of course, twice now we've chosen figures that require removal of the concept, that kind of like kind of makes them part of the sub team. But I think that's kind of like understandable.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. It's like we can like the concept, but I have noticed that we have enjoyed a lot of the toys. My one exception being Zartan,
Mm,
because his gimmick is still intact, but it's weird. His gimmick ensures the longevity of that toy. His O-ring won't fade because he doesn't have one,
yeah.
and it doesn't mess with my enjoyment of the toy.
Mm-hmm.
And that was something I wanted to mention earlier when you were talking about the Star Brigade. One of the greatest appeals to Star Brigade when it came out here in South Africa, especially for Dave and myself, with the limited options that we had, was that they didn't have gimmicks, and that made them
Yeah,
more appealing.
they were
You
just
know,
part of a subgroup together. 'Cause, I mean, if you think like Tiger Force, they really don't have, their gimmick is the tiger coloring.
it's in the file card. The gimmick's in the file card. It's not in the, and
Yeah,
it's in the
it's not
coloring,
in
as
the
you
it's
said.
not
Yeah.
in the figures themselves.
Oh, look,
Mm.
you give yourself the out clause that some Star Brigade guys did come with gimmick accessories.
Yeah,
You
for
Yeah.
mentioned
sure.
Kirk
Some of them
Warner's the
were
war
completely,
crawler, space shot had like a kind of a grapple line that
for
you.
sure, but it wasn't the overriding thing of the entire subset.
Yeah.
Something
So
like
you could take it or
talking
leave it.
battle commandos, like that is every single one comes with a talking thing. Eco
Yeah.
warriors, every single figure comes with a squirty gun. You
But
know,
you could still choose to not use or not have as well,
yes,
which is cool.
but I mean,
So,
it's interesting that sometimes our favorites are favorites despite their feature
mm,
that makes them part of a subgroup.
indeed. Indeed. And Steve, I'm so
I'm
curious.
dying to know
I
what
think
is your
you're
favorite
also curious to know
villain.
what you're gonna pick.
Well, okay, let me lead up to it. Cesspool is one of the best things that these sub teams gave us. Character
Mm,
that has enormous potential, terrific sculpts. I mean, an embossed Cobra logo just to show off how much of a diehard he is for the cause.
mm,
A robot arm. It could be cybernetic, or it could just be protecting the fact that he's horribly mutated. A scarred face. Nothing says baddie more than a scarred face and a kind
Mm-hmm.
of a dead eye. Um, an infuriating sort of mouthpiece accessory that I
mm.
guess,
The rebreather.
yeah, man, there are far fewer of those in the world today than not than are.
Mm.
I don't know
Mm.
what am I saying. Basically, like there's an abundance of cesspools out there that have like a hole
Hole.
in the front.
Yeah.
Shame.
Glory hole.
So he is definitely a honorable mention. Uh, and leading up to my pick, I'm gonna say another honorable mention is of course another member of Eco Warriors,
Whoa.
the Toxo Zombie.
Oh yes, yeah.
Oh, you
What
really
a
like that.
unique thing that turned out to be.
And
Um,
something you love quite a bit, actually.
oh, I
Yeah.
love it so much. Just the promise of what it is. A Toxo Viper that, because of his line of work, has actually lost his humanity, has mutated into something else. It brings in zombie play, which take it or leave it. But it's insane to me that they took a sculpted figure and resculpted him completely. this isn't just a repaint of a Toxoviper. Everything has been tweaked. They've taken the original uniform and pitted it and stripped off his boot and stripped off his gauntlet and opened up the side of his mask to reveal a horribly disfigured face beneath. And while the color scheme and the paint scheme is very 90s, it's like a gray zombie, it doesn't look particularly gory. The sculpt is still there. If you wanted to get in there and get a detailed paintwork in there, a custom job, the option is there for you to pursue. But as it stands, it is indicative of what it is. It is a GI Joe 90s zombie toy, and I freaking love it. Bit light on the accessories, and that's why Overkill, once again, is
And it
number
comes
one.
right around, gentlemen.
Yep. Sorry, guys. I'm going to jump in with Rob and just say Overkill. What a fabulous figure. Amazing potential. Accessories that are cool in spite of having that clunky backpack, which him being an android, you can explain away as being like, I don't know, ammo storage or part of the mind control device. It's less egregious on him than other figures. But you'd
More
be
in
doing yourself
situ.
a favor by taking it off because you want him slinky and athletic and robotic and sinewy and able to put into vehicles. Yeah, he's brilliant.
So then because you guys are both going with Overkill, I'm just going to go with yes. Ninja Force Zartan. Second place is Cesspool because he needs representation here. I feel. And then the Mega Viper is also a good one for me. Love that design. Sorry, I just wanted to throw those out there so that maybe our listeners who maybe have never seen or considered these toys at all, are maybe looking at them a little bit closer now.
Yeah.
Now it's time for best vehicle or playset, because of course the Toxo Lab was a playset. If you want to do that, if you want to go there,
I want to go there. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna sound very one note here, and it's super lame, but Monster Blaster APC is a gift to GI Joe fans. I think it's an incredible toy, incredible vehicle. It's picked from one of the best bits of pop culture ever, and we got the GI Joe version of the APC in a lot of ways.
in my mind, you don't
Right.
have one, Paul.
I don't. No, I don't. I still don't have one.
Oh boy. Okay.
Oh, look behind your couch.
No, Steve, actually, on the look behind your couch front, let me show you guys something. Steve has seen this already. So, in my most recent Christmas birthday present resupply that Steve sent me for my birthday, he also included this little bad boy here, which says only open on Christmas.
Ooh,
Yeah,
okay.
or for Christmas. I'm obviously adding detail. So I'm quite curious about that. So we did have a bit of a look in your couch moment. It was quite
That
cool.
does look about the size of a Mega Blaster, though. So I think
A monster, it could be. Just add water, right?
for the
Yeah.
audience that are listening, I am joking. It is the size of probably a file card.
It's a small parcel, and it's under my tree, and that's really the thing that's important. That it's something under my tree. It's really great.
Fun vehicle for sure. I think
So there's the
Monster
Monster Blaster APC. I mean, look
It's
at
a
this
nice,
thing.
yeah. It's a great compliment for the Mega Marines.
Now, it only occurred to me now that I'm looking at the box art, but they didn't populate it. It holds 20 GI Joe figures, over 20 GI Joe figures, but they didn't populate it with a bunch of Battle Core figures of the day, because of course there are only 4 Mega Marines, official Mega Marines in that, the one and only wave. So what did they do? They didn't, as I say, populate with other guys. They just duplicated Gung Ho and Blast Off as like army builders. Of course, they took Gung Ho's moustache off.
Yeah.
Like Gung Ho's
and
up front.
lowered the visor.
Yeah. And then it looks like they've got the same dudes duplicated on the sort of the blind side.
Other
of the
side,
vehicle.
yeah.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Fun.
Interesting.
And of course, Clutch isn't driving, which is just
so
bizarre.
strange. Yeah.
Yeah. Or he might be. Maybe that's a doppelganger at the back firing the gun. If the real Clutch is actually driving.
Yeah, he's in the
Mm.
armored section.
But yes, you're right, Paul. It is a gift. This late in
Yeah.
the line to be giving us something that encloses figures in a protected APC like shell
Mm.
has a very fun, very unique missile firing feature that you kind of put the missile into the barrel. No, you drop it into the top, and then like a
Mm-hmm.
bolt action rifle, you lock and load, and then it's sort of pulled back into firing position. There's a button on top that you've pressed to fire it,
And then it fires, which
and
Oh,
is
it can
cool.
great.
hold position at various kind of angles of elevation.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
Yep. It's a goodie, man. It's a good toy, and again, I hope that maybe there's people out there who don't know about this and they're discovering this for the first time, and I hope it excites you as much as it excites Stephen and myself.
Yeah, I
But this
meant
is,
to mention it up top that this episode is a love letter to people who really leaned into the subgroups, but
mm,
Mm-hmm.
also for people who couldn't give a rock about them to maybe add some
pick,
shine, maybe give them a second glance.
yeah,
Yeah, add some
definitely.
shine. There are a
There's
few
there's
things
magic here.
that
Mm.
shine more though than the Sky Raven, which
Oh
I think for
boy.
me is my favorite vehicle because despite yes over the years the shiny bits kind of I suppose kind of losing a bit of their luster because of the process of how you make them shiny. uh that was my first experience with the Night Raven, was the shiny version of it, and it's gorgeous, and it's a truly beautiful vehicle to behold in person. Even looking at pictures, it is the
Mm.
most aircraft, I think, of the aircraft. Because I mean, like aircrafts aren't necessarily always, like matte colored.
Yes,
Like
yeah.
a Sky Raven. I mean the Sky Striker is beautiful, but this to me feels like a real representation of what a jet is,
Mm.
and it's gorgeous. Yes, it's a repaint, so it's a kind of a cheat. But I mean, so were some of the earlier teams. They were all just repainting things for their subgroups. They
The
weren't
original subsets were
original.
all cheats,
They were all
mostly.
cheats.
Yeah,
That's what it was, And as
yeah.
an earlier sub team in the '90s, their vehicles were essentially all cheats.
Mm.
But what a beautiful version of the Night Raven, the Sky Raven is, and I think it's gorgeous.
For anyone wondering what the explanation behind the chrome is, if you're
Mm-hmm.
not aware, it was advertised, at least in the commercials, as being laser proof. The
Mm.
Deke cartoon series ran with this. It was laser proof. It's not to say it's not missile
Such a
proof.
Gundam thing.
Yeah, exactly. But it was impervious to lasers.
Mm.
Also, it was radar invisible somehow, which
Mm-hmm.
seems a bit counterintuitive because you're wanting to make your profile as least reflective as possible, and here you go and put basically a mirror sheen.
It goes all the way around, like it reflects so much that it's as if it's reflecting nothing.
Well, here's where things get interesting, and we've spoken about this on the show before, but it's good to bring it in at this point. I follow a digital combat simulator channel called Growling Sidewinder, and
Mm-hmm.
he clued me into the fact that F-22 Raptors, sort of preeminent fifth generation fighter jet, which is a stealth,
Mm.
um, they've started doing a chromed out paint scheme
Hmm.
because it changes the visibility of it somehow.
Well, yeah, it probably makes it harder to distinguish the silhouette.
Well,
Yeah.
I I mean, you have to see it to believe it. Maybe it's not a complete like mirror like kind of
Mm.
chrome. It's not reflective, but it makes it look so silvery that in a brightly colored, sunlit sky, it plays tricks on your eyes, maybe
It's
dazzles
possible.
them,
That's
disappears
probably
from
what
view.
it is. Yeah, it kind of makes it more difficult for you to physically see them properly.
Now,
Maybe.
Mm.
whether this is true or not, or whether this is speculation or not, whether this actually works, or whether it's hype, or whether it's political, or whether it's just, something to kind of draw headlines away from something else remains to be seen. But the fact that it has appeared in the most accurate combat simulation game of
Mm.
the now, a game that is more fact than fiction,
Mm.
as far as gaming goes, lead me to believe that there might be some truth behind like chroming out your jets. and making them even more stealthy that way.
GI Joe did it first.
GI Joe did it back in 1990, my boys.
Oh, Metal Gear Solid references that as well. The stealth that drops you into in Metal Gear Solid 3 that drops you into the mission is also chromed. So it's
Oh, well, there we go.
The
it's
rabbit hole got
prototype.
deeper.
Yeah.
If you have more intel on this, please drop into the comments and educate us.
Yes,
all
we want to
ears.
learn. We want to
Yeah.
know cool stuff. But
'Cause I got a
nice
Sky
pick,
Raven,
Rob.
and I'd love to get that kind of in-depth explanation for its chroming. So cool. Oh, that is a hard thing to beat, man.
Uh-huh.
If I was to suddenly start throwing vehicles up in front of my nose, I don't know if I could top something like the Sky Raven.
No battle axe for you.
Yeah. Battle Axe, Power Driver, hell, I'll even take the Ninja Lightning, which I broke in exactly the same way as 2 other YouTubers before me did.
Oh, wow.
Astounding. You were there, Rob.
Yeah.
That front fork.
It's crazy.
Stupid
It's just-
design. Anyway, once again, it's a video you could find if you care to peer deep enough into the GI Joburg back
Yeah,
catalog.
Joburg.
But yeah, just for the sake of moving things along, I'm going to throw my vote behind the Sky Raven. So once again, Rob, we are of the same mind.
Yeah, guys, it's beautiful. I mean, I can't argue that either. Not that we're having a competition here, but it's my first encounter with the Ravens like profile silhouette. And it's actually what turned me on to the Sky Patrol in the first place.
Oof, how could it not?
Yeah,
I
it's
had this as a
beautiful.
child. I still have it. And
Yeah.
it holds some mystique that way, much the same way as Storm Shadow does. This is something that I enjoyed immensely in my own playtimes. And it was a very it was an awesome sort of solitary game because it's a stealth jet. If you're doing your job right, you get up there and you complete your mission without the enemy even knowing you were there. So I played many a mission just on my own. If I had no friends around, Sky Raven was my go-to toy.
I also want to, not that there's too many vehicles in these subsets, but I also would like to throw a little bit of a spotlight on, like, what is it called? It's Fort America, which is the Sonic Fighters.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's
Wow.
no, not yeah. It's the base. It's the HQ one, not the transforming one, which actually, for my money, is quite interesting. But
Okay.
Rob, you've got it. You've got
Right,
that one.
Fort America, just to be clear, is the transforming
That's the
tank
transforming,
to brick
yeah.
wall.
Yes.
Yeah, not that
That's-
one.
Okay.
Even though I kind of think that's grown on me over time. But I'm talking about the one that Rob's got, which has got the
Yeah,
big
the
red
HQ
cannon.
from
The
92.
HQ. The 92 HQ, which is technically a Sonic Fighters thing, is wonderful. I think there's definitely some spotlight that needs to be put on that for a lot of peeps. See, that's why, because it's got like an unfolding gimmick to it as well, which is why I kind of regard it as transforming. But it's not technically Sonic Fighters, but I've always kind of in my mind held it there. And another vehicle as well that I think definitely needs to get some attention is, and you guys are gonna think this is so strange of me to say, but the septic tank.
What?
Because yeah,
Wow.
I never cared much for the septic tank when I was younger, and when
Same.
I got one. Well, I got one. Like, well, when I say recently, within the last 10 years, bought it from Ross, from not the shop, Ross, the museum curator of the toy museum, and I gotta say, I love having that in all of its orange and neon yellow green glory with this giant spray, and it still messes with my brain. It's still hard for me to sometimes see it as a his tank, which is cool. In illustrations, always I can see it's a his tank, but when I see the toy, it sometimes just messes with my head, and I think that's something that guys need to just maybe give a second look at. I think they might. If you don't have a septic tank in your life, I'm sure they're pretty cheap. I think you should add one. It's a great chariot for old cesspool. So just putting that out there.
I take it you don't agree with Paul's summation of the septic tank, Rob?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like us growing up, we did so much to transform this thing into anything but a septic tank.
No,
Um,
to be fair, it was a septic tank all the way up until I saw a picture of the real his tank.
mm,
Because some years later, I was like, wow, this is supposed to be that? Well, let me make it black then and give it a different turret and make it a his tank.
yeah.
And I
And
set
I
about
think,
to do that with a permanent
Marker.
marker.
yeah.
With a
And
job.
now it's got this cool like cell shaded look.
Mm,
Like which
Because, yes, I took some lighter fluid and scrubbed most of that permanent marker away.
mad
But
lad.
yeah, in the sort of the deep recesses of it, and there's still Sharpie. So yeah, it does have a kind of a shading to it, and that has improved it somewhat. It is nice that the Toxo Vipers and Cesspool and the Sludge Vipers have a chariot. It's also a cool piece of like reuse history.
Mm,
Like, absolutely, he would help himself to existing his tanks and dress them up in this garish way. You know,
mm,
that's smart. That's very practical.
yeah. Yeah, it's not like it's kind of it just works within its theme. It doesn't stray too far, and it's fun. That's why I want people to check it out. The Ninja Force vehicles, I think, quite frankly, people can avoid them completely.
yeah. I mean, so why do ninjas need vehicles?
Low
Mm.
hanging fruit, guys. Wow.
Yeah, not too like
Well,
I just wanted to put that out there. Like I don't
They
want
are
people.
essentially Master of the Universe vehicles. It's the
yeah.
extension of the gimmick of like ninja chopping action to
Hmm.
a vehicle,
To a vehicle,
Hmm.
which is
which is
completely
dark.
unnecessary.
But I'm sure some kids might have gotten some joy out of them. I don't know.
Well, power to those
They
kids.
are cheap cash grabs because they are basically the same base vehicle, the same gimmick, and just
Hmm.
dressed with slightly different accessory parts. The real
And
draw of those vehicles is the Red Ninja and the Jinzu, which I believe are quite sought after. They command
yes,
slightly higher than average prices.
yeah, I believe so too. And sorry, the only reason I'm throwing this actually throwing that out there is that I don't want people to think that like, oh, yeah, I don't want to give the impression that we're just going, oh, 90s stuff is so amazing. We're pulling it out of our toy box and it's the coolest thing
Hmm.
ever, and we can see past its flaws and blah blah blah. I want people to know that like we do see the stuff that's crap as well, or at least the stuff that we don't enjoy. And I just feel that people need to know that so that they don't think that we're just glazing the 90s at the moment,
Yeah.
just because it's GI Joe, you know. I mean, there is stuff like unfortunately the Ninja Force vehicles were they're kind of a blemish on the line for me in a lot of ways because I feel like there could have been other great toys made instead of that stuff. But hey, Hasbro leaned in and at least they were brave, so cool, whatever's. But
Okay,
what's the next
here's an
category?
interesting hypothetical.
Yeah, yeah.
What vehicles would you prefer your Ninja Force guys to ride around in?
Motorbikes,
Bearing in
actually.
mind,
Yeah,
a lot of their file cards had references to actual other vehicles, not Ninja Lightning, not Power Driver. Like, I don't know, maybe was it Nunchuck who was a Badger operator, or some of them
yeah.
operated the Patriot. Like, there are vehicle specializations on their file cards.
I like that they did that, but if they had really wanted to push Ninja Force vehicles, I think it would have been cool if they just kept it simple with like bikes, like proper bikes, not like Shem, not like that other cycle of yours where it like cucks out like that so badly. But if they just made it a simple kind of bike or a simple kind of a glider, like they could have done really well with just simple stuff like a bike and a glider. I mean, how much more ninja do you need to get than a bike and a freaking glider? They could have even made the glider a different shape, you know, like
A
to the
ninja star.
compared to the yeah, they could have actually, Rob, now that you mention it, they could have put like rings around them and made them like frisbees that you throw instead of like um gliders, you know, instead of
Sounds
the
like the
train gliders.
Roton from
Yeah,
Motu.
yeah,
Correcting myself, it seems Nunchuck is signed to the Battle Wagon.
there you
Ah,
go. Um, so I mean, cool that they class to operate those things. It's just it's a waste, you know.
I
I
think
mean,
Slice and Dice are they they specify the Cobra Earthquake as their vehicle, their go-to
that's cool.
vehicle.
That's a good
I
choice
don't
for
know.
them.
Ninjas to
No,
me, I don't.
Slice drives the Cobra Parasites. I mean, this is
Ah,
fascinating cross-sell that
yeah.
like they put a vehicle selection in the file cards.
Yeah,
I
but
wonder if
I don't know.
anyone actually acted on that.
for me, I'd oh, what do you mean if people put them into those vehicles?
Well, it'd be like, it says here in the file card, this guy goes in this vehicle that doesn't come with a driver. So I guess he's the de facto driver now. For instance,
Mm.
Dice is the most troublesome when he gets behind the wheel of the Cobra Rat.
I think they're just running out of stuff to say, I guess.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
smacks of
Essentially, they're just
desperate
trying to.
cross sell.
Listen, the
But yeah,
best weapon is a vehicle. You just drive over people. Anyway, Rob, carry on.
no, I was just gonna say, like, I don't think the Ninja Force needed vehicles in any way. Like, they're just the concept of ninjas is cool enough as it is. They don't need specialized vehicles.
Mm.
Yes, bikes and maybe a helicopter or something, but to get them to where they're going. But
I think,
The gliders.
yeah, the
Hello.
gliders, like that's
yeah,
good enough
that,
actually.
but that was my point. Like they could have, I mean, if they really wanted to reinvent the wheel, they could have done like different types of gliders. Or
Mm.
actually, for my money here, I mean, Eco Warriors is repaint, basically does a repaint of the sector of the His tank and the Ore Striker, and Sky Patrol is all repaint vehicles. So they could have just redone the Cobra Claw for the Ninja Force, just given them like, I don't know, purple Cobra Claws or something. And
Yeah,
they could
that
have
could have been fun.
redone the Mirage, and maybe used a sturdier plastic or a more flexible plastic for some of the more troublesome parts. Or actually, not for nothing, but the Dreadnought Cycle is a great toy, and that screams of like Ninja Force. That's like that for me is the ultimate Ninja Force bike. Like put Ninja Force
And it's
Zartan in that
subtle.
thing. It's too cool, man. It's too
Yeah,
freaking
you're just
cool.
thinking Ninja Force Zartan, but for like a regular sneaky ninja being in a big old trike that rides that high with a big gun. I mean, I think they brought it into the Street Fighter line, either
They
that
did.
or Mortal Kombat.
And
It's in
why
there.
haven't we brought those into this conversation? Do we feel like those are
Eh,
pop culture lines that should have their own conversation?
correct. We're talking
Okay, cool.
strict
I'm
GI
with you on
Joe.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah.
So of these sub teams, which one do we think had the best assortment of Joe figures? Like, which one do we think kind of like had
Ooh.
the best like grouping of Joes inside the sub team?
And for those following at home, I think this is probably the catch-all. Like, what is your favorite sub team?
Yeah, I'd probably say that.
But we are going to individuate it into Joe and Cobra or Joe and Villain,
Villain.
just for funsies.
Okay.
Because like if you look at the say Sonic Fighters, you only got 4 Cobras and a whole mess of Joes.
Yeah, there's like hardly anyone to fight there.
Take that, Road Pig.
And
Yeah.
another way of thinking about this is like which of these would you quest to complete first?
Oh.
Mm.
Like maybe I speak for myself. I mean, Paul, do you have any complete sets of sub teams? Do you have all the Eco Warriors? I don't think you
You have
do.
all the Star
I don't
Brigade.
have I don't have all the Eco Warriors. I
You don't have
certainly
all the
don't have
Ninja
all the
Force.
I do have all the Ninja Force,
You
actually.
don't have a Red Ninja or a Jinzu.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
come
yeah, I
on.
suppose
Yeah, but
that
those don't
in
count because they're drivers.
Do
they
you have
kind of yeah,
Banzai?
I do have Banzai.
Do you have
Yes, he
Bushido?
does.
I don't
Yes.
have Bushido.
Okay, so
The blue one. Yeah, okay. So okay, like that's fair.
Okay, well, thanks for bursting his bubble, Stephen.
sorry.
um, Banzai is great, by the way, and I'd also lump Night Creeper Leader in the Ninja Force toys. Anyway, um, first one, first subset I would need to complete, or that I think would be important to complete from that would be. I kind of said it earlier in the episode. Everybody's like, "Yeah, Mega Marines," but yeah, it is. It's
Eh,
Mega Marines. I need to get Gung Ho, and I need to get a Cyber Viper and a Mega Viper. I don't have them, so
hmm.
yeah. So and they're quite tricky.
Hmm.
Like I don't see them locally. I'm always hoping that our local guy gets them in, and I just be
You'd
like,
think
oh,
they
cool.
would. I
You
mean,
because
we
they were
got so
quite
much
popular
90s
here.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Where
So
did all
that's
those toys
definitely,
go to?
but that's my favorite in terms of characters. I love that we got new characters in the form of Mirage and Blastoff. We got new Viper. Oh, okay. I won't talk about the Cobra side right now, but we got Mirage and we got Blastoff, and they're great. And we got a new representation of Clutch, which I feel we needed. And we got Rob reckons Gung Ho is the best toy out of all of the subsets there, so we got him too. What say you, Rob?
I I think like as an assortment of like different characters and things, maybe like Star Brigade would be interesting, but it's just too varied. It's just such a large grouping of characters.
Mm.
All the way from Destro to, it's essentially they took any known character and they turned him into a spaceman. Um,
Spaceman.
it's almost too varied. Um, I think for a little bit more focused. I mean, yes, okay, the gimmicks kind of get in the way, but I think maybe Ninja Force would be a pretty good one
Wow, lots of
because
new characters.
lots of new characters. And they kind of like fill out the lore a little bit more, and also seeing them in the comics at the time as well kind of makes them more interesting, because they
Mm.
did kind of get featured quite a bit in those later issues of GI Joe.
Mm.
So I think like as an assortment of characters. I mean, obviously their functions are very similar. They're all ninjas. It's difficult. I want to say Ninja Force.
So say
Hmm.
Ninja Force. Are we
Yeah,
talking
say
about
Ninja
just the
Force.
heroes, right?
Yeah, hero characters.
Yeah, because you got Nunchuck, you got Tzu, you've got Dojo, you've got
Scarlet,
Shebang,
you got Snake
Scarlet,
Eyes and
Snake
Storm
Eyes, Storm
Shadow. If you get
Shadow.
some new versions of those guys.
Look, I'm gonna say, Rob, that you need to think about how much of a blight the T-Crotch, Snake Eyes, and
Oh shit,
Scarlet are.
yeah.
Like that puts such a death mark on Ninja Force
Mm.
being the top assortment.
Okay, yeah. Okay, no. Thanks for bringing me back on the edge. I was real close there to choosing them. Um, well then, I'll probably just say Star Brigade then, because there really is such an assortment. Like you could play just Star Brigade and never like actually venture outside of that grouping. Like there's just so many characters that you could essentially
Dozens.
just only play
Mm.
Star Brigade and never touch any other. You can just
And
ignore
you get
Battle
some
Force.
good guys as well. You get Countdown, you get Roadblock, you got
Yeah,
Hawk
and like
to an
newer versions
extent.
of like Payload and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm gonna say Star Brigade. And I really do like those kind of more armored figures as well. So you
Mm.
get like an assortment of different types of characters.
That
Kind of
heavy
just
duty is
dudes in
great.
spacesuits and then dudes in actual like armored things. And the Bart is such a fun design as well.
Yeah, it is. But we're talking only Joe, so
That's true.
Robo
Um,
Joe, I think it standouts in that line, in that specific part of the subset. Robo Joe and Heavy Duty are such stunning GI Joe figures.
yeah.
Like
Okay, I'm
cool
gonna say
designs.
Star Brigade. I like spacemen.
Spaceman.
Wow.
Hmm.
Did not see that one coming. Well, maybe, yeah.
Well,
Look,
you
Rob, you
could
do
have.
like sci-fi,
I
and we
really
did
do
get
like
some fun out
sci-fi.
of those armor tech big
Yeah,
boys.
I think so.
In spite of so many people deriding them as the de facto death of the line, we played with them and we enjoyed them. They
That's
gave us the
so much
opportunity to
fun.
do sort of an Iron Man type, sort of walking tank gameplay
Yeah, one man
before,
army.
yeah,
Wasn't that
before the Iron Man film.
Hmm.
wasn't that Iron Man cartoon airing around the same time? I mean, wouldn't those Iron Man Toy Biz figures be on
I think
cards
they
on
were
shelves
around
around a
about this
similar time?
time. Yeah.
Oh. I seem to recall that. Also, my experience playing with these toys as a kid with Dave was we were playing with them and we would complain about them at the same time. We'd be like, "Oh, this toy is this is I shot you." Okay. Like anyway.
Well, I think I can recall the exact direct influence on the way I played with these Armatech guys.
Hmm.
And that is the novel, not the film, of Starship Troopers.
Oh yeah, that tracks.
Hmm.
Because those guys had powered armor that, like, they could deploy tactical nukes from that armor. That's
Yeah.
how badass
Wow.
these Starship Troopers
Go
uh,
you for reading that
systems
actually at that
were.
age as
I
well.
read it years later. I mean, I hadn't read
Yeah.
it when we'd
I
originally
only
played the toys, but
Yeah, I mean, like I haven't fully even read Highland's book. I just when I found out about it, I actually found out about the book after the movie, and then
very
sort
good.
of, and then it kind of came my way. But what did come my way before that was like the comic book.
Well, it just fired my imagination to read the opening chapter about a guy kind of making these like superpowered jet boost jumps
Mm, mm,
and nuking bugs from
Mm.
like low orbit, and that's all within like one Starship Troopers powered armor. I mean, that's
mm.
what these guys were. They could do all that. They could take enormous amounts of damage. They could deal enormous amounts of damage, and they were able to operate in outer space, in free fall, on an asteroid. Just amazing.
That
In
is
free fall,
incredible.
spacewalking, whatever.
Hey,
But I'm going to give my vote to, and it's about time they found their way into this conversation because
The
they've been
DEF.
completely like omitted, and it's the DEF. Jokes.
thank God.
I don't like the DEF, guys. I probably will never
Oh,
own one.
poor
And the
DEF.
one that I did own, I gave with great glee to my man Paulie.
Thank you.
Because I just don't connect with any of those figures. I have the cutter, but he was released with well, it was rebranded as Battle
The
Call, but it's the
Yeah,
Shark 9000.
doesn't count.
So his boat, they repainted that cutter, the DEF cutter, to be the driver. It's not a bad figure, but I have no desire in me to headhunt the line of GI Joe toys that dealt with the war on drugs. I don't know if it's just the stigma of that, or that their gimmick didn't really do anything for me. The fact that, like, it's a missile launcher that flashes. Okay, that can go into the parts bin, but what are you left with? A figure and maybe a gun. I mean, Bulletproof comes with a helmet, a mic, a gun, a backpack. So he's the most sought after or desirable of the lot. But like everyone else is a little bit spare, a little bit anemic.
Mm.
Anyway,
Anyway,
my favorite sub team in terms of its assortment of hero characters. Yeah, it's a subtle one. I mean, Paul, you picked one that had only 4 good guys in it. I'm gonna pick one
Steve's
with
only has
3
3.
and go with the
Oh.
Air Commandos.
Wow.
Legacy
Hey.
character in the form of spirits, and then
Yeah.
2 interesting oddballs, Skymate and Cloudburst. And just, I told you before, hey, like I think about Cloudburst all the time. I don't know why. That
How
guy
does that make you feel?
has wormed his way into my unconscious, and he's living there rent free. I don't know why. Maybe it's that cool blue visor. Maybe it's that hot pink submachine gun. Or maybe it's his amazing glider design. But either way, I love this trio of lunatics who strap themselves to a glider and jump off a cliff with like a knife in their teeth and and a boomerang in their belt.
I love Skymate, man. Like, unashamedly.
And then they get down there and they do some damage. As
Mhm.
bare bones as they are. The ultimate commandos in that they can pack very little. They got to somehow make it work. Anyway, I love that figure. I love that assortment. It deserves
Damn.
some attention.
Mhm.
Cobra time.
Cobra time. Our final
Mm.
category is to do the same thing, but for the bad guys.
For the bad guys. My goodness.
Rob, you start for a change.
Wait, before we do that, any
Yes.
other dishonorable mentions? Because I've weighed in saying I will never own the DEF.
Crazy. Yeah, I'd probably do the same. Yeah, for sure.
I really like Headhunters and Headhunter Stormtroopers. I think they're. I've seen them in hand on a few occasions. I've had them in hand on a few occasions, and really hated that I couldn't buy them.
Oh,
Yeah, I had I had some in my hand, and the guy wasn't selling them, and I was just like, ah, because they look really cool actually.
Mm.
But they also like we said, the Stormtrooper is actually not part of the actual subset. Some honorable mentions. Um, yeah, Sonic Fighters.
dishonorable mentions, Paulie.
Oh, that's honorable mentions.
Yeah.
Oh God, like it's a winner and a loser at the same time. But Snake Eyes from Ninja Force, unfortunately. Um, for the with speaking specifically Joe's side is yeah, Snake Eyes from Ninja Force in a big way. Like it's difficult. I hate what damage that toy has done to the Ninja Force line in general because I feel like a lot of people just. I think if that Snake Eyes didn't have that feature, I think a lot of people would have liked Ninja Force a lot more.
Mm.
I know that's quite a statement, but I think people would have just felt more inclined. I don't know. I just think they would have enjoyed it more. Just personally, it's just a thing.
You live or die by your Snake Eyes.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Sorry. Storm Shadow can't carry the whole thing.
yeah, exactly. As much as we want him to, but yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, David basically hated Ninja Force because of what they did to Snake Eyes, you know. So
What have they
Mhm.
done to my boy?
yeah, actually, very much so. So
Shit.
When we were kids, what do we know? Rob, any dishonorable mentions?
What offends you, dude?
I mean, we
Wild
all know
Rider.
it's just the vehicles from the Ninja Force. I mean, it's offensive. I suppose the DEF, because they're just, to me, they feel so boring. Like I have no interest in owning them whatsoever. Um,
You've got a bulletproof though.
I do, but I mean, through no fault of my own.
You asked for him, didn't you?
I'm sure I did. I'm
You
sure I did.
did.
You
An
did. You did.
But
MCDJ ACDC provided.
yes,
What a guy.
I'm kidding. It's a great figure, but like I think as a concept, the DEF overall is something I'm not interested in.
Yeah, the Hamburglar.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like I think if I had to pick out one character, it would have been uh, the one I've received as the only one worth getting from that little lineup. And yeah, the vehicles of Ninja Force for sure, just trash.
That's
Um,
good.
can't really think of anything else really. I mean, the rest is all like take it or leave it. And obviously the action features in general of Ninja Force. Like if we could not have had those and just allowed kids to play out their own ninja actions,
Hmm.
it would have improved the Ninja Force dramatically.
Yeah, just give us the weapons. That's all. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
that's the
all you
thing.
had to do.
That was
Just
the
give us
key.
weapons, and we would create fun, ninja actions ourselves.
Mm, I
Hmm.
agreed. Um, yeah. I also do agree with what Steven was saying about the the Sonic Fighters backpacks. Um,
Mm.
you know, I can. It's an on. It's a dishonorable and an honorable mention in the same space because I can still advocate for them being diorama pieces. And I agree with what Steve said. It was like it's a noble effort to do something, but they just actually they they didn't work well. Like none of us ran around with those, or at least when I say none of us, I never ran around with those backpacks making pew 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 sounds because, we were scared of them getting wet and getting damaged.
Mm.
And one of the reasons you still find those backpacks today and with working batteries is because kids didn't sit and pew 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 them all the time.
That
Mm.
will never cease to amaze me.
Yeah.
How some people's Sonic Fighter backpacks still are running on the same included batteries.
Mm.
What? How? What pact with the devil were those batteries making to ensure them eternal life? Like it's just like, wow. It happens. Amazing. It's the right conditions, I guess. The chemicals just don't seep or ooze or corrode and
Oh,
stay
they're
Or
alive.
just
charge, yeah.
they
Don't
use
mix.
an industrial battery. They use something that isn't a commercial product. I mean, it does.
Mm,
The one, like I know for the Talking Battle Commanders, the one is like a really tall dude. You know, like it's
Mm.
like because they got two. They got like a tall one and a short one that go in there or something.
what?
One of mine is like that.
That's
Yeah.
the trick then, Rob. That's why we can't get overkills to work
Hmm.
because it takes two different types of batteries to make the contact.
Yeah, it's a
I
voltage thing,
Oh,
I
there we
think.
go.
Yeah.
potentially, I don't know, Paul. You might be blowing smoke.
I'll take a photo of
Who
my
knows?
stalker
It's gonna
backpack for
show
you
you.
guys at some point. Yeah,
Huh?
because he still works. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Shit.
And my
Okay.
Cobra Commander actually, if you want. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Dishonorable mention for me extends beyond DEF. I'm gonna say like there's a reason why even someone as hardcore GI Joe fanatic as me struggles to remember the names of all the Sky Patrol members,
Hmm.
Yes.
in spite of them having unique head sculpts. There's something very beige about them, like literally and figuratively. Like those guys are just the other guys. They don't really integrate into GI Joe properly for me. There's
Mm.
something weird about them. They're very other. They're paratroopers, but they look like pilots. There's a disconnect happening somewhere.
I've got the weirdest. Yeah. By that same token, I can almost say that Sky Patrol should get a mention for being possibly one of the best repaint teams.
Sure.
For sure. But I have the same problem. I also have trouble remembering Sky Patrol's the names of the Sky Patrol dudes. It's a thing.
And they got appearances in Deke. Like their
Crazy.
episodes maybe demand a rewatch because they did individuate their characters. They're all assholes. Don't get me wrong; they are played as complete like jock
Dickheads.
douchebags, but they did have character. So that's not for nothing. Okay, boys, let's round this out. Cobra baddies, best one. Which one is it?
Oof.
Wow. How do you
Um,
even narrow that down?
Well, there's one that gives you overkill.
yeah.
Bonus Cobra Commander alongside him.
Yeah, but that's just so limited. Like, I think for a bad guy grouping, it's like what plays into the, pardon me, for me at least, like the concept of it, like the tightness of the grouping of the bad guys, like, um,
Are
I
you
don't know.
leaning Eco Warriors then?
I think I am, because I think they very much they feed into the idea of the eco warriors and them being the villains. Cesspool being this driven person who hates the environment, wants to destroy it, so he chooses like types of vipers that would work very well with him. And then you also with the toxo zombie as well, you get the consequences of working with him and his obsession with destroying the planet, I guess.
There's an interesting internal narrative there.
Mm,
Yeah.
which I think
Hmm.
works. I mean, like Star Brigade, cool. We eventually get aliens and shit thrown in there, um, but there's nothing really holding together the bad guys. It's just, as I said earlier, what Star Brigade is cool because it kind of just throws anyone into space. Um, Mega Marines. Yes, we got the kind of like those crazy, kind of like
The monsters.
mutated guys.
Mm.
Um, but there just aren't enough bad guys in that assortment. And yes,
There are as
Eco
many
Warriors
bad
only
guys as there are
has,
good guys, Rob. Come on.
yeah, for sure, but like it just doesn't. I feel like you can army build better with Cesspool and his bad guys and his grouping than you can with the villains that you get with the Mega Marines.
There are the more
And
favorable troop builders, I will say, for a lot of
yes,
people.
and then also
Yeah.
once again, like what I like about the Eco Warriors is that you have this named villain, um, who's in charge of the bad guy forces. While with Mega Marines, like who's in charge of this? Is it the Pink Ranger again? Is he the guy in charge?
Yeah, I get that. And you made a good argument with that earlier as well. And like with the toy line as it is, the reality of it is that Mindbender is not in that subset. But I
Yeah,
do
like he would
believe
probably,
firmly that
yeah,
he
for
should have been.
sure.
Yeah.
I think
Um,
so too. That redesign does scream Mega Marines
yeah. And
for sure.
I could even go as like I would even go maybe even push it by saying blood was also meant to be part of that. But anyway, I'm not going to,
Mm, don't
but I
push it.
could.
But
But I
anyway,
could.
Eco Warriors villains are of my favorite villain assortment. Hmm.
Cool, man. Yeah, at no surprise to anybody, it's the Mega Marines for me.
Yeah,
I've just
like.
I'm on a Mega Marines kick, I think.
No,
That's
I
kind
can
of the
see
vibe.
it. I mean,
Yeah.
they also do fit the concept of the Mega Marines, the kind of like these larger than life guys that they're fighting against. And those
Yeah.
mutated villains are interesting.
Well, among us, Paul is the only one who possesses them. You have got a
Yeah.
monster viper and a bio viper,
Yes,
yeah?
I do. Yes, yeah.
Great. And I mean, they're fun, okay?
They're
In
also
spite
fun.
of not being O-ring figures, they are wonderful.
Yeah, they just work, and it's also it's cool to have like three Joes go up against one Cobra enemy as
Mm.
well. Like the Fatal Fluffies, it's just good to like it's not just one for one kind of combat. It's like this big thing that you have to take out.
Yeah,
It's great.
there's a reason why they are the Mega Marines. They have to be
Yeah.
larger than life to be able to take on these larger than life threats.
And also maybe just a weird one, but I'm very thankful that the Mega Marines never did like a helmet part of their armor wasn't a helmet thing because I think that would
Mm.
have ruined it because we have such like cool helmets in Mega Marines. But and I gotta say, guys, second place for me is not Eco Warriors, even though they are amazing.
Ooh.
But I think the villains layout for the Ninja Force is incredible. Slice,
I would
dice,
agree. Yeah.
for starters. Yes, Ninja Force are 10. Then we got Banzai. Then we got okay,
Slice and
again,
dice.
Yeah, well, I
Slice
said
and
slice
dice
and
as
dice.
well.
Yeah,
Yeah, as
just
well as slice and dice.
you got, and then the Night Creeper, like the Night Creeper itself, not the Night Creeper leader, but the Night
Mm-hmm.
Creeper redesign was my first Ninja Force figure, by the way. No,
Mm.
I lie, it wasn't. My first was Storm Shadow. Then I went and bought that one. We went to Toys R Us Westgate, and I got that one because David surprised me with Storm Shadow. Um, but yeah, that's like I think the Ninja Force has a great villain assortment, and great villains in that assortment.
Mm.
That is very eclectic. Anyway, on to Steve.
Well, I tipped my hand earlier, but I think I'm going to double
Ooh.
down and say, even though it's a small grouping,
Commandos.
no,
Sky Patrol
Talking Battle
villains.
Commanders, the Cobra assortment
Okay.
Or
of Overkill and Cobra Commander. I mean, we've sung Overkill's praises enough,
Hmm.
mm-hmm.
but if we want to turn our attentions to Talking Battle Commanders, Cobra Commander, it's hooded and it's
Yeah,
Okay,
from the
that's yeah.
90s.
it
I would put it to
wins.
you that even the black with the silver Cobra symbol that came out in the Battle Core,
Which I've got.
which you've got,
It's not as cool as
Mm-hmm.
this one.
but my vote, I will always go with Cobra Blue. And this guy, it's that rich Cobra Blue, but with a splash of like very 90s yellow for the piping and the
Mm.
Yeah.
rope.
I
And it's
agree with you fully.
perfect.
Yeah, fully agree with you.
He's a chunky boy as well. Like he's buff like a 90s figure should be. So
Yeah.
he feels robust in hand and he has jack boots instead of those weird like spats that he had or
Yeah.
gussets. Yeah,
Spats.
I mean his classic figure had some interesting like affectations. This thing feels a lot tougher. He comes with a freaking rocket launcher for crying out loud.
Yeah,
As a
man, it's
handheld
mad.
weapon. It's a complex like three-piece affair. But if you don't like that, he comes with like a laser gun with a scope and that backpack, which you can easily remove to then reveal a a flat back. But honestly, all of that doesn't bother me. This
No.
is the Cobra Commander of the 90s.
Mm.
The only one you should ever need.
And great in vehicles as well. Like I feel. Like he
Well, yeah,
looks
once
cool.
the backpack's gone.
Once the backpack's gone, yeah.
I mean, I think they advertised him being in the Cobra Liquidator,
Yes. I believe that's the
which is
thing.
daft because how can that's very naughty of the advertisers.
Hmm.
But
Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm.
yeah, exactly. You shouldn't advertise a toy doing something that it clearly cannot,
Yeah.
unless you doctor it by removing that screwed-in
False
backpack.
advertising.
Sillies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, that's my favorite Cobra assortment. Which I guess, in closing, what is your favorite sub team from the '90s, boys?
Wow. Like
Oof.
overall, that's a leading
Oh my
question.
word. Yeah. Um
It's Eco Warriors for me.
it's still Mega Marines for me.
Oh, swept the boards.
Yo.
Yeah, it's like Ninja Force is always like a hair behind Mega Marines for me.
Mm.
It's the play feature. If Ninja Force didn't have the play feature, I would be completely screwed right now because
Mm.
I would be saying Ninja Force, no Mega Marines, Ninja Force, no Mega Marines. Um, but Mega Marines is something I'm very anxious to complete as well as a subset, and I have been on that mission on and off for a couple of years now. So
I think for an overall thing, like this great fun to play with, comes with varied figures, and the play feature doesn't interfere with the figures so much. Probably the Air Commandos is probably the
Ah,
best subset. I mean, yes, we
oh
kind of poo-pooed. I think one of the good guys, Cloudburst, but he can be interesting, you know, and he's not offensive. And I think the villains are interesting in that yeah, I think probably overall Air Commandos.
wait, when you say we poo-pooed one of the guys, do you maybe mean Daredevil, dude? The red and
Oh, is
black guy.
Daredevil the good guy?
Daredevil's a bad guy. Yeah,
Oh, with
Cloudburst is a
that,
good
yeah,
guy.
but that's not too bad. It's a nice assortment of new and old. Um, maybe second would maybe be the Talking Battle Commandos because they are essentially like reversions of characters we already have, but they're not wide enough in that you could play with them on their own, like they in addition to other characters that you have in your toy collection.
I'm low-key trying not to speak up the Sonic fighters because
Wow.
there are so many great representations I mentioned earlier, like Zap,
Yeah.
Falcon, Major
Falcon,
Blood. Those are great
Haltone.
recolors. I don't want to talk them up because I'm scared I'm gonna
You're
somehow,
gonna be here
drive the
all
prices
night.
up and make it like really difficult for
Don't do
everyone.
it.
I'm just being
Don't
ridiculous,
say how
folks.
cool they are.
But there are some good
Meanwhile,
ones.
I'm checking out prices on the Toxolab playsets.
Oh, good.
Ooh,
Get a complete
7.
one for a low price of, and it says new low price. Wow, of
Wow.
$280.
Get the robot.
Okay. It's the
Hmm.
newest low price. Crazy.
Get the
Get
I
the
think
nano.
I'd
robot.
rather get a boxed armor bot. Thanks.
Yes, get the
There we
robot.
go.
It's, I mean, the
Subteams.
Toxolab, it's fun and it's funky, but man, it looks frail. All those like green, thin walkways and gantries and clip-on things.
Yeah, good
Mm.
luck getting that in
But I will
pristine condition.
always enjoy those figures, and they always represented a great playtime for me. So
Mm-hmm.
there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you've gotten something to think about 90s sub teams. Certainly, scream at your radio if we did you a dirty, if your favorites were misrepresented
Misrepresented,
or
yeah.
not even mentioned. I
How
mean,
could you ignore Tiger Force?
bloody supersonic fighters,
One of the
Road
90s.
Pig. Come on.
And
That
how can you
acid green stripe in his orange hair, his
dismiss the
crazy
Dino
tan pants.
Hunters as a legitimate sub team? How could you?
Maybe you
Um,
can name all the Sky Patrol members. I don't know. But I think what is most important at this point is, in the words of Chaplin's assistants, be decent to one another.
yeah.
This world sucks. But at least these three boys from South Africa wish that you and yours have a peaceful, um, festive season.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And yeah, pass on the love, man. I hope you get some cool toys under your tree. If
Whoa.
not, I hope you get some cool toys thereafter, because that's what it's all about, man. Never grow up, never grow old.
Appreciate what you already have as well.
This
Yeah.
is true.
Good.
And
Yeah, I'm certainly not getting any fucking Super 7 deliveries anytime soon. So yeah, I'm
and
really
please don't add
appreciating what
to
I have, and that's it.
yeah, and let's not add to the world's shitness, I suppose. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
But you
Let's
know who
enjoy our
makes
toys.
our lives better? The Berg Force. To all
That's
of
right.
our YouTube subscribers, to our wonderful people on Patreon, you guys help keep our lights on, our little Christmas lights on as well. And we appreciate every single one of you. And even if you don't give us any money at all, if you like our channel, if you like our
Liking,
videos,
comments,
if you comment,
subscribing,
you subscribe, we love
wearing
all of
your
you.
merch. Sorry.
And yeah, merch, including our wonderful GI Joe inspired shirt,
Yeah,
our new design that we put out that Paul
the new Arashi, yeah,
lovingly created, the ninja
the Storm Clan ninja,
Storm
the
Clan
Storm Clan
ninja
Shinobi.
GI Joe inspired.
Yeah.
Check it out, and yeah, I hope everyone has a great Christmas if you celebrate. If you don't, hope you have a good festive season and a wonderful new year. But I'm sure we will catch you again before this year is out with post Christmas updates.
And if you're hankering for toy adventures on the YouTube space,
Ooh,
check
check
out
out
5100 Productions. That's the name of the channel.
Oh, the
Link
stop
will be in the
motion channel.
description below. Operation Midnight Gold, Part 3.
3.
This is a stop motion that has been 4 years in the making, and it continues on. These guys have been cranking out some amazing work.
I haven't checked it out yet because I feel like I need to go back and watch the first 2 parts again
You
because I
should.
started it and I was like, how did we get here again? So it's a good excuse to watch all 3 parts.
And it will be a good chunk of time as a result. I mean, it's a substantial episode. Part 3 is over 30 minutes long. It is entirely stop motion. So if
Wow.
you don't know, let me tell you
That's a lot of
now,
work.
that is hours and hours, days and days, weeks and weeks, months and months, years and years of work in your spare time, whatever time you can eke out to grind this stuff out. And it's now ready for our personal enjoyment and consumption. So get on the YouTube, give them a view, give them a like, give them a comment. It helps. Trust me.
Give it all up, guys, and give it up for yourselves.
Yeah. And once again, I say this a lot with
You do.
Gunpla SA. And I want to say it here because I think it's very important for this time of the year. Be good to yourselves, everybody, and be good to each other.
Yeah,
I
be
think
decent.
it's very, very, very important. This is a difficult time of the year for a lot of people. So please reach out to your friends, to your family, all those things, and hopefully see you on the other side as well. Yes, and on something more cheerful, we still have GI Joes to play with, so this is really great.
Yay!
Cool.
Safety Joes.
And we are about to. There we go. Steve's taking the shark into the shot, and we're saying bye,
Yo, Joe.
bird.